Hello, crafty friends. Happy Tuesday. Let me know you are hopping on and watching today. I would love to hear from you. It has been a crazy morning around here, so I'm just gonna, if I seem a little discombobulated, it's because I'm flying solo this week. John is away at a conference, so I had to get all the kids up and ready and on the bus and to school. I've got one home sick. And then I got to work and we had no internet. So we have done some troubleshooting this morning. Miraculously, we crossed all of our fingers and our toes and the internet came back on about a half an hour ago. So we are here and we're feeling a little bit frazzled, but I am super excited to be here today. So hopefully you are too. If you're watching this on replay later, feel free to just comment along. I would love to see your comments too. So I know lots of you aren't able to watch when we actually go live, but it's still a time for you to interact and I would love to hear from you. So thanks for joining today. And if it's your first time, an extra special shout out to you. Raise your hand, leave a comment that it's your first time watching live. I would love to hear from you too. So let's get started today. Whitney's bringing up comments for me. I'm going to push my button here so I can see a few of you guys joining in and say hello before we get started. Hello, ECs. Good morning, Louise. Yes, a stressful morning, but we did it. Hello, Kat. Hi, Vicky. I thought the most stressful part of my morning would be getting all the kids ready and off to school. It turned out to be the internet. So sometimes you can plan for all the things and then it ends up being something else. So good morning, Karen in Illinois. We have Robin here from Wisconsin. Hello, Julie and Tammy. Who's getting ready for Stamp Joy? I saw a post the other day, I think it might have been EC's, who said 9 days until Stamp Joy, which is our in-person event. If you're joining in for the special staycation, that's happening later in November, and so I'm excited for you to join that as well. But for now, we are getting the last of the preparations ready. All of our palettes packed, every little I dotted and T crossed to welcome 400 plus people to our event this fall here in Des Moines, Iowa. So we can't wait. So excited. If you are one of those coming, we can't wait to see you. But first today, we are going to talk about one of my favorite things, which is new colors. And if you can guess by my outfit today, it is shades of fall. I thought a few shades of brown would really kind of embody what our shades of fall color release is all about. Did you guys join in the color guessing game? Let me know in the comments if you got any of them right. I know it's always fun to do that. We host that on our Fans of Tailored Expressions page each time we do a new color release. And we give you kind of the number of letters that are in each color. And then we let you guess. And there are special prizes, which I believe Charlie has or will be announcing the winners of our guessing game on the fan page today. So we gave away $25 gift cards. If you guessed any of the single days correct, you got entered into a drawing for that. And then if you guessed all 3 correctly, we entered those names into a drawing. It might have only been one person this time, I'm not sure, but congratulations to our winners on that. Looks like got 2 out of 3, got 1. I got 2 right, 2 out of 3. Yes, but I didn't get any right. That's great. Well, I can't wait to tell you some of my favorite guesses. We love to look through all of your guesses, and I know some of you are probably trying to be funny, or it is funny. Some of the names that get guessed, and some of my favorites that tickled my funny bone in particular, I'm going to share as we go through the new colors. So let's get to it. You're going to see a theme as we come down to the desk in front of me, and you can see the beautiful colors of fall. We are adding 3 new colors to our release or to our collection this week, and I'm about to show them to you. If you haven't already seen them in our newsletter, have you gotten your order placed yet? Give me a comment if you've already placed your order, didn't even wait for the live. Look at how pretty those sunflowers are. That uses all 3 of the colors in the new Shades of Fall release. And look how clever Jill Hawkins, she's always clever. I am what I am. I love that. We'll be looking more at those samples here as we go, but first I'm going to talk about our special offer for this particular release. We have our full set syndrome. I know a lot of us have full set syndrome. We want to have all of everything. So if that's you, then this is for you. It has the 3 colors of cardstock along with the full size, mini size refills for all 3 inks. And then you also get the clear stamp set that has the stamp names in it so you can do your color swatching. And then you get the ink pad labels as well. So all of that is $70, which is a special discounted price if you do choose to get all of it together. So let's take a look at that here live and on camera for your viewing pleasure, the 3 new shades of fall. So we have our beautiful sweet corn. Did you guess this one right? Some of my favorite guesses for this are cough drop. I love that. It is not cough drop, but it does look like a good Ricola color. Then, another one was broke yolk, which I thought was very clever. Also not broke yolk, but a great guess. I love it. All right, next up we have latte. Now we do always say food or drink. In this case, it's a drink. How many of you love a good latte?
I got mine this morning.
Did you? In celebration of the shades of fall?
Yes.
Twist Whitney's arm for an excuse to get a latte.
Love the coffee.
That is one place where Whitney and I differ. I do not drink coffee, but I'm glad you enjoy it. Your morning coffee, your afternoon coffee, your evening coffee, it's all
coffee.
Good. Looks like April guessed mocha. That's fun too. Let's look at one of my favorite guesses for latte was, ready? Crust. I mean, I guess it does look like a pie crust. It just seems like a really funny name for a color. So it is latte, but crust could have worked as well.
Yep.
All right, and then last we have hot fudge. Who got this one right? We had some good guesses for this one too. We had Bad Gravy, which we all decided needs to be the name of a band, yes. Bad Gravy. And also Dog Treat. Hopefully not all of you are eating dog treats, but we never said they had to be human foods, so Dog Treat also would work for this. Hot fudge, though, sounds much more appealing. All right, so then we have the mini inks. I have over here off to the side the refills. So that full set syndrome comes with every inking product. And then the 3 cardstock colors. There's sweet corn, latte, and hot fudge. In just a second here, I'll be going through the 3 colors and showing you how they fit into our current collection of colors. So you can get a comparison on screen of what sweet corn looks like with pineapple or Dijon or some of our other yellow colors. Then to finish out this full set syndrome bundle, you get our Shades of Fall True Colors clear stamp set. If you're using our True Colors inspiration cards, this is where you would use these stamps so that you can create swatch cards, just like I have here. Let's see, I think I have got one. Oh, right here. Here we go. I'm actually stealing this color combination from Susan. She always makes up some fun color cards. She didn't end up using this color combination. Oh no, she did. I'll show you the card she used with this, but this is where you would use those stamps if you want to create the swatch cards and then label the stamp names under, or the color names underneath with the stamp. You will also notice that wintergreen is included in the stamp set. So we released that color during our holiday release a couple weeks ago, but now you have that stamp. Now that we've released more colors, we have both the ink pad labels and the stamp set that includes the wintergreen. These can be purchased separately too. I know a lot of you often like to grab extra ink pad labels so you can put them on both sides of your ink pads. Also, a lot of people use them for cataloging their cardstock. So these are available as well. So that's everything in the bundle. let's take a look at some of those color comparisons now. And if you are not in the full set syndrome business, then you can grab bundles of the other individual products as well. We have cardstock bundles, we have the ink refill, mini ink, full-size ink. Everything is available for you to choose, and a quick one-click bundle can add it to your cart. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Susan said she missed sweet corn. She went with lemon curd. Ooh, I love lemon.
I do too.
Should have thought of that one. But we figured around here in Iowa, there was nothing more perfect than sweet corn for the color name.
Absolutely.
Okay, so sweet corn in this arrangement is the one on the far left here. You can see it's a nice bright golden yellow. Then we have Dijon, which has quite a bit more brown in it than the sweet corn. Then we have mango. You can see it compared is quite a bit brighter. And then we have pineapple. So if I was looking for a light and a dark shade that go together, I would choose pineapple and sweet corn. Those are nice companions with each other. And then I added these in just so that you can see how they compare to the sweet corn color. So there's all of them up against the sweet corn. It's good to see them on screen, right? I know, the creative team has been telling me that sweet corn is becoming a fast favorite. So it was definitely one that we needed in our collection. I know there are lots of people wishing for more colors, and we are actively working on it. I have wishes on my list too, so when I see you guys post, oh, I hope there's an XYZ in this one, I hope too. So we are working on it. So coming soon, of course, always coming more colors. But this comparison is toffee here, the lighter shade, and then latte is a little bit darker than the toffee. I did grab mushroom, but it was much more gray, so I didn't end up even bringing that in for a comparison. But this would be a good kind of combo for a light and a dark as well. And you will see if you have, or once you get this cardstock, obviously our toffee cardstock is our Kraft cardstock, which is more heathered. You can see the kind of texture within the paper, whereas the latte is just completely smooth, one color, no heathering. Oh, somebody else guessed toast. That would have been a good one.
I'm hungry.
I know. Okay, and last, but certainly not least, we have hot fudge. So with hot fudge, it is going to be kind of like our Oreo and black licorice. So Oreo is not quite as deep, dark, intense as the black licorice. And in this case, you can see chocolate truffle here, and then the more intense, deep color of the hot fudge. So hot fudge, these will be good companions together. You could use them as a light and a dark, but the hot fudge is going to be much more intense color. So there it is. Or dog treat if you prefer.
We're dog friendly here.
Yes.
So, and kitty friendly.
All right, let's show you a few projects then. I mentioned this color combination that Susan put together. A little bit later, we're going to be crafting together. I created these cards using a Hedgehugs stamp and stencil combo, which is a fun one that I haven't had a lot of chance to play with. So we're going to make these that look kind of like they're nestled in the trees. And then let me show you the other card that Susan created using the same color combination. I love the falling leaves in the yellows, orange, and then the unexpected colors of the tropical punch and the sour gummy up at the top. Just a perfect little hey there card for fall. This one from Jill, I showed you already. I am what I am.
I love it.
Isn't that great? So she's got little shelves that she put her letters on, almost like a letter board, to spell out her fun sentiment using our stitched alphabet. And then it says Happy Thanksgiving. And then here's Jill's color card if you want to make a little screenshot of that so that you could use this later. So it looks like she used all three of the new colors, sweet corn, hot fudge, and latte, paired with green tea, Brussels sprouts, sour gummy, sweet potato pie, and plum punch. I love the pop of the plum punch. All right, this one I showed you guys earlier. I mentioned that Heather used all three colors on this pretty card. Look at those sunflowers.
Beautiful.
Such dimension that she got with the two different shades of brown, the latte and the hot fudge. She's got the sweet corn for the sunflowers, and then we have green tea for the leaves that she created in the background. So here's her color card if you want to take a little shot of that one. I love that, Heather. All right, then we've got another one from Jill, one of her unexpected color combinations where she added in the dragon fruit with the three colors from this release to give it a pop. We've got a cute little envelope with big hugs down here at the bottom. And here's that color card, a simple 4-color combo using 3 of the new colors and 1 previously released color. Super cute. Sue also got crafty with the Hedgehugs stamp and stencil combo. Look at that cute little pile of hedgehogs that she created. I love the background that she used with that, what do we call that? Wood slice background. Yes, that looks really fun.
One of my favorites.
I know. Sometimes I forget about it.
Yes.
But it looks super cute with that. And then here's Sue's color card. She stamped the colors on there using our swatch out stamp set. We've got sweet corn, hot fudge, latte, honey, and Oreo on that one. Another one from Heather using our fall array. I think that's fall array. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yes?
Autumn array.
Autumn array. I knew that didn't sound right.
Another name for
Yes.
fall.
This one uses the ink colors to stencil the colors. And you can see her color card here. I love how she added a little bit of shading so you can see like candy corn plus mulled wine. And then she did sweet corn plus honey. And then she has latte plus hot fudge. So another great way to show that you can use dual blending colors when you blend with the stencils. Turned out so pretty.
Love the hog pile.
Aww.
Like hedgehogs.
Hedgehogs.
So great.
All right, here's one from Lori Craig. Look at how pretty that is. That's Ever in Bloom. That's one of our quad stencils that she cut out and then popped up on her signature white on white on white. Love that. Splattered with gold splatter, if you can see that in the light. I have a latte card base here that she used, and then she has her color card on the inside as well, so you guys can take a look at that. Lori is an expert at putting raspberry sorbet in some of the most unexpected color combinations, and I think it is just gorgeous with this. Awesome, Lori. Speaking of raspberry sorbet, here's her other card featuring cardstocks using the easy strips to create this really simple note of thanks. She used our new All Together Thanks set that we released the last week. And the color card is the same as the one that I showed you before. She's got sweet potato pie, latte, sweet corn, and raspberry sorbet on this one. Sue created a card with a matching bookmark. I love how she personalized that with the letter from our stitched alphabet set and some more easy strips to create that pattern in the background. This one looks very masculine, which I think is great. We're always looking for good masculine color combinations, and this one is sweet corn, hot fudge. I believe that looks like pumpkin and sour gummy. So, oh, and the latte. Latte's in there as well. Love that. And then last we have one from Susan again. On this one, she used just the sweet corn with some colors that have been previously released using that fan favorite stencil and 3D embossing folder. I'm running my hand across it because it's so dimensional and I love it. It looks so realistic with that embossing folder. And there's a look at Susan's color card. You can see the sweet corn was the new color that she used paired with several other previously released colors. Lots of options. So many options. I love new colors. I love seeing how the designers use them in with our other color collection pieces. All right, it's time to get crafty.
Woo-hoo!
Whitney's excited about it.
I've got my latte. I'm ready. Let's get this crafty going.
Can you grab me a Misty
Paper?
Thank you. All right. So, like I mentioned, I'm going to be using the Hedgehugs Stamp and Stencil combo. If this isn't one you have in your collection yet, it is so cute and fun. Look at all those little hedgehugs. You can create, or hedgehogs, you can create them as a full background, or you can add the coordinating die, which was released after this set was offered as a 100 plus freebie on our website. So the cutting plate allows you to cut them all out after you're done stenciling, and then you can arrange them in lots of different ways, like we're going to do on today's project. So I'm going to pop this in, and let's see, I'll just put a little down here. I'm just going to try and tape it in, but all right. Oh yes, we did think of that too. Gina says these colors would look good with the chickens as well. We did think about our spring chickens and landed on the hedgehugs instead for this time. You can see in my little pouch with all of my goodies, I have lots of leftover hedgehogs from my past blending sessions. So even when I die cut and don't use them all, I just store them right in the pouch. They just hang out and have a party until I'm ready to use them later. So we're going to start with the stamp, the Hedgehugs background stamp. I have a piece of sugar cube cardstock that I'll place down in the center of my Misty. Actually, let's do this the opposite way. We're going to put our our stamp on the panel, and then to make sure I'm getting all of my hedgehogs on there, I'll arrange the cardstock over the top, and then close the lid of the Misty, and we'll pick up that piece of cardstock to make sure it stays in just the right place. All right. Let's go ahead and stamp that then with Hot Fudge, a nice, deep, intense, dark brown color. Now, if you are coloring with alcohol-based markers, there is a difference between our hybrid ink and our regular dye inks. So if you're planning to color your images with an alcohol marker like Olos or Copics, then you'll want to use our chocolate truffle for stamping your image. And our hybrid inks, which chocolate truffle is a hybrid ink, those are alcohol marker compatible, they're waterproof, you can use them with colored pencils and Gamsol, but our dye-based inks are not. So just keep that in mind. I don't think Hot Fudge is a complete replacement for your chocolate truffle, just because they do different things. So I am going to go ahead and stamp that one more time. And we can take this out and start to line up the stencil layers. So there's what you get. You get all the little details of the hedgehogs, their little quills. And now for the stencils, which are 3 layers. The item number is etched down in the bottom right corner, so that's how you know you have it straight up and down, or straight on your panel. And I am going to tack this down to my glass board. Yvette and Martha have some good questions. Is there a list of which inks are hybrid? Yes, we have 3 of them that I would recommend for coloring in particular, Oreo, chocolate truffle, and sea salt. So sea salt is a very, very light gray color. If you like to do no line coloring, then that would be your option for that, where you color the image and then it looks like it doesn't have an outline around it because the color of the ink pad was so light. We do also have watermelon is a hybrid ink. In order to get it the brightest red that we could, we had to make that one as a hybrid. However, it's not for the purpose of stamping with as an image outline color. And then let's see, what was the other question? Do the hybrid and dye inks blend well together? Yes, they both blend equally well. You can kind of interchange them, so you don't need to use separate brushes for your hybrid versus your dye inks. That would only be for pigment versus dye inks that you would want to use different brushes. And yes, they blend really nicely. Okay, so we're going to start with that latte. Just a little kind of word to the wise. When you first get your stamp set, it is going to be well inked. I often don't have to re-ink my stamp sets for quite a while. We put as much ink in there as we can without overfilling your ink pad. So just be aware of that, especially the darker and more intense colors. You're going to want to wipe off on your glass board or your placemat before you come straight to your project, or you'll end up with some really saturated parts.
Getting hedgy with it. Na 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 na. Louise Shaw just said that, and I think that's adorable.
Getting hedgy with it. No. Okay, so our first layer, these are the bodies of the hedgehogs. And I didn't mention this as I was lining it up, but a few key parts to pay attention to. So each little hedgehog has a dot kind of on the edge of its nose. So as I was lining this up, I was making sure that their body goes all the way up to that dot on the end of their nose. And then there are etch markings that go around the hedgehog as well, around the body of the hedgehog, so that you can line that up. So we'll go ahead, take that off, and then we can place our second layer down.
These hedgehogs make me in awe of our red rubber because those little
The little quills.
Yes!
I know, they stamp just perfectly.
They are so crisp. It makes it look so much better when you have those details, and they look great.
All right. Now we're just kind of lining up the second layer. You should be able to really see where you should go with the second layer after you've got that first layer down. And for this one, I have a few colors I'm going to use. I'm going to do sweet corn, which, Whitney, I think maybe I didn't think through this super well, but I am going to need a bitty brush for the yellow and the orange.
Perfect.
I'm going to use two different colors on here just to maximize the number of colors that I get in my background. And so I'll do some of them in yellow, some of them with a little bit of an orange dimensional blend on them. So let's start. I wanted to use colors that are complementary so that if I do happen to overlap into the kind of area next to it unintentionally, the colors will still look good together and I don't have to worry too much about masking the colors or keeping them, you know, really far away from each other. So I am doing sweet corn. Just kind of skipping around. I am going to die cut these, so it's probably not super imperative that I go all the way to the edges because the die only cuts out the full hedgehogs and not the partial hedgehogs. but just for the sake of having a nice finished background, I'll show you guys the whole thing blended. I'm going to add that, like I talked about, the dimensional blend with the sweet potato. I'm going to come and do a couple of sweet potato hedgehogs, and then we'll blend those in with a little bit of mulled wine. Okay. Kelly asked if colors will be retired. Do we have an estimated date? So we are actively in conversation with a mill that we hope to be able to offer us some new colors in addition to some restocks on old colors. We're in the beginnings of that relationship and conversation, so I can't give you any specific dates. But as we get farther into that, we will have more details on whether some of the colors in our collection will be officially retired or whether we're going to be able to bring back colors that we've previously told you would not be able to come back. I'm really excited about it, and we appreciate all of your patience with the cardstock issues that have been happening pretty much since COVID is kind of what started it all. And we're still just seeing the effects of mills here in the US deciding to retire colors or just having really long lead times, longer than we were used to before COVID. All right. Yes, it looks like you guys are already putting in your votes for which ones you want to come back. And I think I'm right there with you. We know obviously what colors have been most popular and which ones people continue to ask about. So those will be our first efforts to see if we're able to bring those back. So it does just take time, and I know we love to have everything, you know, here at TE, we love instant gratification. You place your order today, it ships tomorrow, and sometimes today. But in this case, that it is just going to take some time. It took a lot of time to kind of figure out where we were going to go and how, and now that we're starting that journey, it's going to take time to figure out timing and logistics of the amount of cardstock and the matching of the cardstock and all of that stuff. So
Easy says a question about when do you when do you get ink refills?
Ooh.
Like, can you talk about how you kind of
when do, like as a customer, when would you choose to buy an ink refill?
Yes.
Okay. So there are, I mean, I think there are lots of different ways you could go about this. I know some people just like to be planned ahead for the need instead of running out. I know if it's kind of like for me with I have certain makeup that I use, and I always have an extra, like an extra foundation or an extra eye pencil or whatever my favorites are that I don't want to be stuck without, and then I will make sure I have that. And it's kind of like that with ink refills. So you don't want to be kind of running on a dry pad and waiting for that order to come through. So some people will choose to just buy the refill at the time of the ink pad. If you're deciding when to refill your ink pad, if that was the question, I think you're going to want to I think you'll know. It'll be, you're trying to stamp an image and it's taking 2 or 3 inkings to get a good crisp image. That's a sign that you need to re-ink. There are some types of pads like pigment ink pads, which would be our sugar cube ink, where you're going to need to re-ink more frequently. I know Heather talks about, she uses sugar cube a lot. She talks about how she likes to keep her pad on the dry side and re-ink more frequently so your pad isn't goopy and gloppy when you're using it. So I think it's kind of personal preference. Do you want to have it on hand for when you need it, or do you want to wait and see, is this one of my favorite colors? Should I grab my my refill once I determine that I absolutely love it? That's an option too. Okay.
Woo woo! Look at those
Isn't
colors.
this beautiful? I love it. And I'm not sure where to go with my dirty stencils. There we go.
I got you.
Okay. Let's peel this off and just look at it along with the color card. So this is the cardstock, but by combining a couple of those colors, the yellow and the orange, we got some really fun color combinations here. I used the sour gummy to highlight the tropical punch, but you could split those separately as well if you wanted. I'm going to go ahead and wipe my surface here so we don't risk getting any kind of smearing on our project. Now let's bring that back with the coordinating die, and we're going to cut these guys out. So you can see I mentioned this before, but the die is designed to cut out all of the hedgehogs that were fully blended or fully on the blended piece to create whole hedgehogs, and the ones around the outside that are only partial do not get cut out with the die. All right. I have something funny to tell you. So once I decided that I wanted to make hedgehog cards, I actually Googled like the natural habitat of hedgehogs. And I instantly
You
felt...
had to do some research.
I did. I
Good
felt
job.
really silly, but I wanted it to be kind of like accurate and not, you know, I put my hedgehogs with a cactus or something.
Yes. Yes.
So anyway, in my research, I found that hedgehogs live in the forest, often in holes. And so as I was trying to think about these cards, I decided I wanted these to look like my hedgehogs were living in a tree. So we have like our little Brady Bunch of hedgehogs over here. I used the Fun Frames cutting plate on that one to pop out all of those circles. They each have their own little home in the tree. And then this one, I have my tree with the two little sweet little lovey hedgehogs in there. And then the sentiment, I'm happy to be stuck with you. This is the one we're actually going to make on the live, but I thought this one was fun, how they all fit inside those little arrangements as well.
I love that Fun Frames cutting plate. It's so useful. It holds all the things, and
it's fun to find what you can fit in there, I think. Unexpected things. I don't think I thought of hedgehogs in there until I researched the natural habitat of hedgehogs.
Yes, card research is a thing. We're going to be hiring soon for that position.
Right. Oh.
We need to make sure that our cards are on point for research purposes.
Yes. You know, there was a time when we released llamas with cactus, and I was told that the kind of indigenous llamas were not indigenous to deserts. They are in mountainous climates. So ever since I got that education, I've thought, okay, we as card makers have an appreciation for accuracy. So I'm going to do my best to be accurate. All right, so here's my tree. We're calling this my tree. It is our Kraft Woodgrain cardstock, and it comes with this woodgrain texture in it. So it looks like a tree, which I love. Then I'm going to take my Latte ink pad and just give it a nice blend around the outside edge. And then we're going to cut a circle in it. I love blending on, since we kind of got this color latte, I've really enjoyed blending it over the top of toffee cardstock because it gives just a little bit deeper brown than the tone on tone, but nothing so intense as like a chocolate truffle would. Mindy said, I put a fox on a Ferris wheel. I don't think I go for accuracy. Hey, there's a place for that too. And I love, you know, critters in any kind of
adorable setting.
Kind of adorable scene like that.
Whimsical.
I mean, why wouldn't a fox like a Ferris wheel?
Yes!
Okay, so there we have our blended piece. Now I'm going to pull out my stitched circle stacklets, and I believe I want this one. This is the 4th smallest and 4th largest. And we'll go ahead and tack that down and send it through the die cut machine. And then I think that's the last of my die cutting. I did my sentiment ahead of time and all of my other pieces too. All right. That looks pretty well centered for me. I didn't catch this comment earlier, but somebody said, I'm going to drink my latte, which has hot fudge in it, and eat some sweet corn while I watch you craft. You know, the other day I was using a color combination, and I thought, wouldn't it be funny to see if we could make like a recipe out of certain colors? I think it was cilantro, lime zest. Oh, what else was in there? And it made me think of salsa.
Ooh.
Like I was making salsa with our ink colors.
Yum.
Can't remember what else there was.
We don't have a tomato yet.
I know. We had a cherry pop, but then I thought maybe it needed to be like cherry tomato.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yum.
So to get this even more kind of tree looking, we are going to do a little bit of splattering on it, but I also want to get my pine clippings ready to splatter at the same time. I pre-cut these out of green tea cardstock, and I'm going to use green tea ink to give them just a little bit of dimension along the edges. So we'll do that really quick, and then we'll add some blending to, or we'll add some splattering to the tree trunk and to the pine clippings all at the same time. I didn't really look at the clock when I got done with my chitter chatter. Am I?
You're good.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. I am getting really hot with this fall sweater and all these lights on, so if you
want your light,
if you want to turn the air on for me so I don't pass out, that would be awesome.
if you pass out, I'll catch you, and then I'll just continue on like nothing happened. I'm sure no one will notice.
I'll just have you.
That's a lie.
Yeah. I'll have you pinned on the floor with my dead weight on top of you, and you'll just continue. Yeah, we don't need that today.
No thanks.
All the other. I feel like I should do some crowdsourcing for illness, but I haven't wanted to put this out on my regular Facebook because I don't know. I don't want to cause alarm, but I'm also getting worried about my girl.
Oh, your babe.
Yeah. So she was diagnosed with pneumonia over the weekend, and she's just not getting better. So I'm wondering if anybody has like experience with that. How long do you wait for the fever's been about 101? Just kind of keeps popping back up there, and she's got a bad cough and really fatigued. So we're on antibiotics and have been since Saturday, but it's not really, just don't know if I should try to get her in again or if they're just going to say you just got to give it time.
I have heard that it does take time. It's
Yeah.
one of those slow rolling But I'm sorry. I hate her when she's sick. She's got that sad face.
I know, and she's not usually my sick one, and so she usually pops back. Even if she gets something, it's usually only a day or two. And this one, she's been gone from school for a week and just not feeling good. Okay, so let's splatter. I've got my tree. I have my little pine clippings. And I'm going to splatter with a couple different things. I've got my usuals. I will say this is my usual, the Dr. Martin's Bleed Proof White. And then Heather turned me on to this. She splatters a lot with our Chocolate Truffle liquid watercolor. And I wanted it to be a little bit of both, not too bright with the white, so I added some brown in there too, so it looks a little more forest tree-like. And I should probably, here's a tip, another word for the wise, if you are splattering in both of these colors, do the white first, because then you just get the brightness with a clean paintbrush, and you don't have to come back and get the brown out of your paintbrush super duper well before you do the white. Okay. Oh, good. I'm getting some good advice. I did tell her, somebody said let the sun kind of beam down on her chest or back. And I did tell her to go outside yesterday. She went out for a little bit and sat on the back porch. I mean, it's beautiful out. It's 75 yesterday and today.
Yes.
And get some of that cool fall air in your lungs. Just get her out of her bedroom too. It's the other part of it that's hard because we've got Henry, who we don't want him to get sick, and so she's kind of been quarantined in a way.
We should make her a sunshine box.
Oh, I don't want to spill your latte.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Susan says electrolytes, chicken noodle soup, and pineapple juice. Should we just make her a little sunshine kit with electrolytes and pineapple juice? It's all yellow, right?
I'm sure she'll love it.
Charlie!
I brought you pineapple juice and what was the other one?
Chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle soup. She
and
would
like a Gatorade, a yellow Gatorade or something. Oh,
she would like that.
Auntie will make it with my superpower of crafting.
She's also not usually the kid that wants to go to school, so a lot of days she'll tell me, I don't want to go today, but now she's like begging to go to school. So I know how bad she must want to get, back to feeling normal.
Right.
I went to the school and picked up homework that she could work on at home, so she's just bored and just not feeling like doing much of anything though.
Sure.
So thanks for all the responses, and I think I will definitely call the doctor today and ask, at least just ask, how long should we expect this to last, and what should I be looking out for if it gets worse? I don't want to miss something, so. All right.
Someone's asking if your Dr. P.H. Martin's gets a little powdery or like dried out, can you add more water to it and kind of reconstitute it?
Yes.
Okay.
I would, I've never heard of powdery P.H. Martin. That's interesting. But I would start with just a little bit of water.
Okay.
The more you water it down, the less bright it looks on your cardstock. So just be careful for adding too much water. But yes, every time I take some out of the jar, I just add a few drops of water to it. Okay. Trying to carefully take these out so I don't smear my spoon. splattered branches, and we'll let those dry a bit while we finish doing some of the other steps here. Okay, so I have that circle that we popped out from the piece of cardstock that I cut my tree. And look at that. There's like this perfect little knotty wood piece textured right into that. It's perfect. I'm gonna take hot fudge then, and I want this to be kind of very dark so it looks like they're living inside a little hole in the tree. So I'm gonna blend this one with the even darker color, and then we're gonna set that back inside. Okay, so there's the hot fudge. Blending on that brings out the fun texture of that cardstock too. Another little swipe here. Okay, let's find our hedgehogs that we're going to use. These are the ones that I just blended, and I want 2 of them in 2 different colors with noses pointing in the opposite direction. So these 2 look like they will work. Of course, if you have a certain color that you want for them, you could pay attention to the stencil while you're blending. I have this little heart that's cut from our Hang On Hearts die set that's gonna go right above them. And we'll go ahead and pop these up on top of this circle so they're ready to go. Oh, Deb asked, is it Maddie who's sick? No, it's our other little girl, Charlie, the younger one. And her birthday's coming up. We've been kind of trying to get her excited about something in the evening since she's not been feeling real good. So we sent out her birthday invitations earlier this week, or last week. So I've been hoping. It's not until after Stamp Joy, so gosh, I hope she's feeling better. The more I read about it, none of my kids have ever had pneumonia before, and the more I read about it, I'm just thinking, wow, it's a long process. Did you ever have mono when we were kids?
Yes.
I did too.
That was a long process too.
That was. All right, so there's our one little guy, and our other little guy on the other side, and they can boop their noses.
Oh, cute.
All right, and then that's gonna go right back in the tree there. Let's go ahead, and I think we should be feeling good. Yeah, we are dry on that. So let's go ahead and set our pine needles. And the cool thing about this particular die set is it's part of our Deals of the Month category. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was like, bonus.
I know.
Gotta pick that one up.
I didn't know that when I was using it, and then I went to look up the supply list, and I was like, oh, yay! Yay for you guys, it's on sale. Okay. Now, one of my tricks that I use, I'm going to pull out my press and seal today, and we're going to pick up those pine needles, or pine clippings. Oh no. Well, we're going to do them over really quick because I didn't get it down fast enough.
When you cut these pine clippings, do you suggest using a metal shim, or did they cut just, yes, okay.
Yes. Did somebody express that they were wondering or had problems
No,
with that? Or
I
you
just
were
was wondering when I was looking at the fine details in those, if that's what you did.
Yes, definitely use a metal shim with these. So, all right, so now I am going to put that down a little bit more carefully and pick up my pine clippings with the press and seal, just pressing that down into the parts that I want to pick up, and then peeling it off of the cardstock. And then it's all one piece that we can easily add our adhesive to. So I've got my glue press here, and I can just take and kind of follow along with those intricate die pieces, adding little dots and drips and drops to make sure that they adhere as best as we can. Not having to pick these all up with your fingers, that is wonderful. Nothing more annoying than getting it glue all over your fingers while you're trying to craft, and then inevitably you get a big blooper on your project. Okay. Enough glue there, and we can just take that whole piece, flip it over, arrange it back on top of here, and press those down into place. There it is. That was easy. That's how I like to work with intricate die pieces. All right, so a long bladed scissors and one kind of trip down each edge of the card will get us pieces cut off here. Okay. Do you guys ever go back to cards and you think, you know, maybe I should have done that differently? With this particular card, I put it on a white card base, which I thought was nice. It kind of draws in the white of the sentiment and the white around the hedgehogs. But then I thought, why not use our new color and make it look a little bit more forest-like? So I have Hot Fudge cardstock here, which I think will be fun for this. So I am going to pop that up with thin foam strips. These are our 1x3 foam strips. And cut a few of those down. Then we'll put our happy couple in the middle. I've been singing that song. Somebody's gonna have to look it up. Who sings that song? I'm happy to be stuck with you.
Happy to be stuck with you. I'll have to look it up.
I can see. Somebody will tell us. All right. Karen was asking how long the pine clippings are on sale for. Those deals of the month in that category go through the end of October. They are while supplies last, and I will tell you, once they run out, we won't have time to restock them during the month of October. So I can't tell you exactly how long they will be on sale, but they're intended to be through the end of the month or while supplies last.
Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis and the news.
Oh, man.
Love it. We're doing all the throwbacks. If you were with us last week, we were singing Proud Mary.
Right?
Little Creedence Clearwater, I think. All right. So I just placed that down into the opening. We got our cute little hedgehogs. I left enough space down there for my sentiment, which I have already embossed here with white embossing powder on toffee cardstock. And I've got a couple of foam pieces here that I think will help me pop this up as well. All right. There we go. Ta-da!
Gorgeous.
All right. I think I do like the chocolate or the white hot fudge. I was going to say white chocolate. I'm all over the place. All of the chocolates. I like the hot fudge card base, I think, a little bit better. It makes it look more forest-like than the sugar cube card base that I originally used. So sometimes it's nice to have that redo and do the live with you guys and think, I want to try that differently. So there you have it. Thank you for joining in today for our fun Shades of Fall color release. I hope you had fun, learned something new. Again, if you're watching this on replay, feel free to leave comments and questions. We come back and look at these and would love to hear from you. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Does Heather have the live this week, Whitney?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I know what she's doing too.
I know, I'm excited.
Some more Shades of Fall and a product that you might not have seen for a little while. So I'm excited to see what she creates with that. So tune in on Thursday at 10 o'clock for Heather, and I will plan on seeing you guys next week